to discuss on those issues. Hence, we want to talk as much as we can. As you know, that the Big R, every morning Saturday, we share what happened during the week and also tell you what's going to happen going forward. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse. I'm not all by myself. I'm together with my colleagues in crime, Jacob, Jeki, Ntwentle, Selematsela. Jega, if you can greet the viewers.
Oh, good morning to all the viewers out there, and then to all my fellow colleagues as well. Welcome to the program, and then we're looking forward to sharing so much with you this morning. Yeah. And I'll take this opportunity back to Mr. Chabalala before we can start.
Tshepang, you know, I want to hear you greeting the viewers. Thereafter, we need to move on with speed and discuss what's happening. It's so exciting these days. We have a whole lot of football, which is quite good. And Xavi is promising that people are going to get their surprise. The surprise that they never expect in Qatar. Remember, the World Cup is next year, guys. So that should not be forgotten. So we want to see what's going to happen. Tshepang, if you can welcome the viewers out there.
Good morning, Mr. Shabalala and Mr. Jackie also, and to our fellow viewers out there. We promise to give our viewers a lot of content each and every week. Our content keeps on growing, so I hope they keep on subscribing to the show and enjoying the show.
And we would like to thank all those people who have already subscribed. Continue to subscribe and continue to do comments. I'd like to mention this guy, Roald Mpiane. He's my neighbor. He's not far from me here. That guy comments to all the shows that we are doing, and he's making brilliant comments. We really appreciate. And then Collins is one of them. And then Walter is one of them. And then also Kaizer. Kekana. These are the guys, you know, keep us going. And I'm sure some of you also want to comment. So please, you're more than welcome to do so. And then let's get started. Like I said, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse from the Big R. Jackie, just give us the results.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tao. Thank you very much. And then once more, our beautiful viewers there at home, we are bringing you the best. We are the best, and we're bringing you the best. We'll start with the results that started on the 2nd of February. It was Amazulu playing against Bloemfontein Celtic. What a beautiful game it was. And that game ended up Amazulu winning 4-3. It was such a beautiful game indeed. And then we had another game that was between Golden Arrows and the Orlando Pirates. It was an away game for Orlando Pirates. And Golden Arrows scored 2-0 Orlando Pirates. Amapagania, they lost. I don't know Mabaria Wenzenja. And then we went further, and then we saw a game between Punya Selesele, Banabo Shebile, Riwagana Bloemfontein Celtic, Banabadalana Super Sport. Bloemfontein Celtic win 2, he scored 2 goals to 1 Super Sport. And then we've got another game as well on the 9th of February. Orlando Pirates played against Cape Town City. On this one, I'll just tell you one thing. We know that the game plays for 90 minutes, but Orlando Pirates needed only 5 minutes to win this game. They scored their first 2 goals, these 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, and then from there it was gone. Orlando Pirates won the game 2-0 to Cape Town City. And then we had another game as well on the 12th. Stellenbosch on the 12th. I'm talking about today. Stellenbosch played against Golden Arrows, and then Golden Arrows beat Stellenbosch on an away game 3-1. What a beautiful play by Golden Arrows. They're such a very good team as well. I can see that they're also big contenders of winning the Premiership. And then we've got also Maritzburg United, who are really struggling at the moment under the former Kaizer Chiefs coach, that is Mr. Ernest Middendorp. Chakuma Samajibadila won the game 1-0, and this game was played in KZN. It was an away game for TTM, and they were under a new coach, interim coach, that was David Matebula, as well as one of the top strikers who was playing for Limpopo, I mean for Polokwane City, Mr. Malika. Yeah, in a nutshell, those are the scores that we've got. Quickly, without any waste of time, I'm going to take you straight to the fixtures so that you can be able to know and prepare yourself for the coming fixtures this week. We are enjoying the games indeed. Tomorrow, which is the 13th of February, we've got a game between Bloemfontein Celtic. We'll be playing against Chippa United. And then we've got also Supersport United. We'll be playing against Cape Town City. And then Morocco Swallows will be playing against Amazulu. That will be a big one. It's starting at 3:30 on the 14th. And then we've got Kaizer Chiefs Amakhosi, which is on the 17th, playing against Amazulu. That one is a big one. It's going to be a home game for Kaizer Chiefs. And then we've got also Mamelodi Sundowns playing on the 17th of February. They are playing against Baroka FC. That will be another good game as well for the week. And then we've got also on the 20th, there's a game between Kaizer Chiefs and Supersport United. That game is the kickoff is at 3 o'clock. And then we've got also Chippa United playing against TS Galaxy. And then we've got also Baroka FC playing against Black Leopards. That will be a Limpopo derby. And then on the 21st, I've got a game here that is between TTM, which is Chakuma Chabazibandela, playing against Stellenbosch again. And then the last one that I've got on the 21st, it is Cape Town City will be playing against Morocco Swallows. Ezga Panyaza, Umfogalusifi. Definitely the beautiful birds are flying. We will see if these beautiful birds will be creating that same history that was created by Leicester City. Yeah, before I take you go back to Mr. Chabalala, I just want us to talk about something else. I've got a suggestion that let's talk about the top 5 teams in our Premiership. I will give you the brief information about all the teams, and then I'll tell you exactly what is how's they're standing on their log. At the moment, we've got Mamelodi Sundowns, who played 15 games, and then they managed to collect or accumulate 33 points. And then number 2, we've got Supersport United. They played 15 games as well, and they accumulated 28 points. And Morocco Swallows played 14 games. They collected 28 points. Orlando Pirates, number 4, they played 17 games, and then they collected 28 points. And then number 5, I've got Golden Arrows, who played 14 games, and they managed to collect 25 points. Definitely, it looks very interesting. If you look at the gap between number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5, it's only 3 points. Basically, Supersport, they've got 28 points. Morocco Swallows have got the 28 points. Orlando Pirates, they've got 28 points. And then Golden Arrows, who are number 5, and they played 14 games. They've got a game in hand advantage, but they've got 25 points. So it's very interesting. Our Premiership League is definitely interesting. And we're looking at some more competitiveness. And I believe that last time people were complaining that when the fans are at the stadium, there are no goals. Here they are. The guys are scoring goals. Then we're enjoying our games. So let's look at Mamelodi Sundowns. I can tell you one thing. Mamelodi Sundowns, they've wrapped up the first round. It's a fact. They've just wrapped up the first round. No one can beat them on that. But it's still a long way to go. We were looking at the second round. Supersport United as well, they're not as consistent as they were supposed to be. Morocco Swallows, they are consistent, but they're not winning as much, but they're drawing a lot of games right now. With Orlando Pirates, they're inconsistent as well. They're winning today, tomorrow they are playing a draw or losing or anything like that. But with Golden Arrows, it's quite a very good team, well-oiled machine. They are not losing as much, and they're scoring a lot of goals. And that's what I like about them. So definitely the top 5 currently, it's quite a competitive kind of a situation. Mr. Tau, I'll take this opportunity and come back to you and hear your comments on the top 5 from the Premiership.
Well, I think you have said much, and then probably I need to retreat a little bit and talk about Pirates. I watch Pirates. I think Pirates are playing well. What they need to work on, they need to work on finishing. Finishing, it's a bit of a challenge. I don't know whether it's a matter of they score the goals before they score, or they panic. Those are some of the things that we need to look at. Remember, at some stage, I said the players of today are not like the players of old. They don't work hard. We see our players, maybe what attracts them is to go to the malls, get attention at the malls, of which when I look at the players overseas, especially those who are doing well, we don't see them in, social places. They spend most of their time either training and putting extra work, all right? Like trying the shooting, trying shooting, passing, penalties, free kicks, corner kicks, because those things you need to practice them over and over. So I think that's one element that I think at Pirates they still have to instill. I saw Lodge, missing a sitter, just because he was in a hurry, he was not calm and collected. And so I think, and then sometimes, remember, I did ask, I think Paige was on the show. I said, do the players really watch the games after they've played so that people can be able to tick the box that, here I made a mistake? Because sometimes when you do these things, you are not aware. But when you review, which is another R words, and when you reflect, you can be able to see and try to rectify. So I don't think there's anything to worry about for now. They need to polish few things. Morocco Swallows, yes, of course. The good thing is they are not losing, which is important. You see, if you are not losing, it means there is hope. All right. Super Sport, I think they're doing well. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, we know they're flying high. And we hear that Pirates, they've said they want the second star now. The same with Mamelodi Sundowns, the second star from Africa. So that's what I can say. But over and above that, I would move quickly to Tshepang and tell us about the good news about Mr. Peter Musiman.
Yes, yes. Mr. Shabalala, after they've played Al Ahly, after they've played the FIFA Club World Cup game, they were fighting for the third and fourth place, which they've won. They've won the game on penalties. They've managed to get a bronze medal. He was kind of trending on social media, Coach Peter Mosimane, and we saw an interesting tweet from Zlatan himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Well, there were a couple of players also just congratulating the coach, but from Zlatan, it was a quite big one. He mentioned that the way the coach expresses himself and the way he addresses himself, it's like he's the Jose Mourinho of Africa, and which is a good thing. And he says that he likes the coach, so that was something really, I would say, powerful coming from him. And for our coach to be recognized like that, really says a lot and tells a lot um about the work that he has put in place. So congratulations again to Coach Peter Mosimane and Al Ahly. They've made history, although they didn't take the competition, but they've made history coming out third it's a really big achievement, and they've really represented the African continent well. So it's a sign of a lot of positive things going forward. So we hope more African teams can actually step up and compete into that level year after year. And we hope one day one of the African teams can actually win the Club World Cup. So yeah, that's really good.
I saw something very magical there, which I want to highlight. I saw players of Al Ahly literally crying, hugging the coach. That is a powerful statement. Now, when the players are crying and hugging the coach, all right, it means they feel they have let him down. So we see the connection between Pito and those players, which for me, it's a milestone, because remember, football coaching, honestly, it's all about the mind and psychology, all right? These guys, they can play football. They are footballers full time. Yours as a coach is to psych them, to believe that they are the best, all right? So when the players connect with the coach like that, that means he really connects with the players. And remember, this is not for the first time. It was the same thing when he was with Sundowns. So that means he's winning that war, the psychological war. So that, for me, was striking. Really, really striking that, the players, they feel like they've let him down. This reminds me of people like Pito himself, while he was still playing with Jomo Sono. He was so committed. Chipa Masinga, the late, they were so committed. They wouldn't want to let Jomo Sono go. So that's the kind of something that struck me. If you remember, during the time of Stan Screamer Chabalala at Sundowns, that is the motto that you would see between Stan and his players at Sundowns. So you win the game in a psychological way. I don't know, Jakey, do you want to say something?
Now, I definitely do agree with you. For me, really, it was contrary to what the reports are always saying. They are always criticizing Mr. Pitso Mosimane. They are always saying negative things about him. And then for me, it looks like the players, they love their coach and they're also supporting their coach and they want to play for him. They want to win things for him. So sometimes the media can make you or break you. So especially when you look at the media in Egypt, they're always commenting negative things about Mr. Mosimane. And I believe that Mr. Mosimane psychologically is somebody who's very, very strong. He's got such a very good IQ. So I'm really happy about the achievement, and I'm very happy with the way, the comments from all the coaches or some of the coaches after these particular games of the World Cup club. And then it shows to me that we've got somebody definitely who looks like our own African best coach, who's able to represent us as Africans. We are really proud of Mr. Mosimane, and congratulations to him, and congratulations to his team, Al Ahly. We really proud of them. They did represent Africa so well.
Now let's talk about what happened in Morocco.
Yes.
Whereby Kaizer Chiefs went to Morocco and all of a sudden they could not play. Take us through, Jakey.
Okay, what basically happened is this. The very first day when the feature was announced, what happened is that Kaizer Chiefs made sure that they book their visas, they book their hotels, they book their flights and everything. And then they've been waiting for the visas to be issued from the Moroccan embassy. And then on the 11th hour, the Moroccan government indicated that they won't be able to allow Kaizer Chiefs to land into their country because their concern was COVID-19. So they don't want to spread COVID-19 in their country. So as a result, Kaizer Chiefs is not allowed to come into their country. And then what surprised me, or what made me to be a bit angry, it's because CAF has got rules. Their rules says if the hosting team cannot be able to arrange the game, cannot be able to host the visitors, then that particular team will be will lose that game. The score will be 2-0, and then 3 points will be given to their opponents. In, I mean, instead of following that, I mean, the rules are there that the host did not allow Kaizer Chiefs to land into their country. And Kaizer Chiefs has already spent money. And Kaizer Chiefs did not even go to Morocco. They were supposed to have left on Tuesday, and then it was postponed to Wednesday. On Wednesday, they only gave a report that Chiefs is not allowed to come to Morocco, which is totally unfair. So for me, if you follow the rules which are set by CAF, Chiefs should have got 3 points. It should have been a walkover. Chiefs should have got 3 points and 2 goals on that. Even Celtic game against Nigeria, the team from Nigeria 2 weeks ago, they should have gone. They should have won that game by 2-0, and then they should have got 3 points. So it looks like CAF, they are not consistent in terms of making their own decisions, and I'm definitely worried because they are killing our own football. How do they expect to get sponsorships if they are still running the football in our African continent like this? It's totally unfair.
Well,
That is exactly what happened, my brother.
I wonder if the whole incident was the other way around. It was South Africa was saying, we don't want you to come in because of coronavirus or whatever sickness, Ebola, you call it.
Yeah.
The whole world could have been said xenophobic, blah, blah, you guys are xenophobic and so on.
Exactly.
And
exactly, my brother.
You are watching, you don't hear any noise about this behavior. It's very appalling. Look, we are not
Absolutely.
our brothers up in the north are not welcome. They are more than welcome. I know a lot of guys from the north. My son is working with a lot of guys from the north. And you know, we are one continent. But you know, I wanted to say, had it been done by a South African team or South African embassy to a team from outside, I can tell you now we could be talking about xenophobia. But nevertheless, what you have said a mouthful. It doesn't occur well for CAF. It shows that the organization is it's not well organized.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be. I don't know, Tshepang, what's your take?
It's what Mr. Jackie just explained now. It makes sense, and it's really frustrating because with us, the media could have been on top of us if we had done that as a South African nation. But now, for them to actually, we could say it's disrespect because they really did things on the last hour, and given the fact that Kaizer Chiefs has spent so much money in terms of logistics and preparing for the game, mentally also the players, for them psychologically, they get affected. So it took a strain and a huge knock. That's why I remember the chairman of the club, well, let me say Kaizer Chiefs actually as a whole. They don't really favor these CAF competitions instead of like in a sense of playing in CAF due to these are some of the reasons why, because it's just a whole logistical nightmare in terms of traveling and attending these games, and then you get some teams that are not that they don't get much preparation or they don't get prepared in a sense of hosting another team or preparing certain things for another team. So it becomes a whole problem, and financially it's a waste of money also. So that also plays a role. So what happened, yeah, I think CAF should actually look into it because it's not something that you could just brush away. But this is an international competition, so it really needs to be taken serious. I think the board needs to really take this matter serious and fix it. As Mr. Jackie was saying, yes, there are rules in the CAF industry, and when such things happen on the 11th hour, a penalty should be made. Both Kaizer Chiefs and Bloemfontein Celtics are supposed to given 3 points, 2 goals, and and they move on to the next game that comes by. So certain things we shouldn't just slide them through. I think Kaizer Chiefs and Bloemfontein Celtics should actually investigate more on it and just don't let it just slip by and just fold their arms as teams. So yes.
No, that's fine, gentlemen. Let's move on so that we don't dwell on one thing. Tshepang, do you want to give us the results of the FA Cup?
Yes, Mr. Shabal. We had a very interesting week. The FA Cup. I think all of the big teams rose to the occasion. Manchester United was playing against West Ham United, and it won the game 1-0. It went to extra time though. It was 0-0. Then they managed to seal the game during extra time. And then Leicester City played against Brighton Albion, where one of our own Pesitao plays there, and he actually played the game a full 90 minutes. So congratulations to our Tau, but it was just unfortunate that they lost the game in the last minutes, and Leicester City won the game 1-0. And then Chelsea also was playing against Barnsley, and they managed to go to the next stage. And Manchester City also played the FA Cup game, and they managed to also progress through to the next stage. And then there was a big game between Everton and Tottenham Hotspurs. That was a 9-goal thriller, actually. It was a very interesting game, and it was a very, very interesting game. A lot of goals were scored, but Everton managed to salvage the game. It won the game 5-4. So it was a very interesting game. And once again, Gareth Bale didn't pitch, so that's raising a lot of questions in the team. There's rumors that he said he keeps on saying the same thing, that he's not happy at the club. So yeah, that raises a lot of eyebrows based on him, and yeah. But those are the results. Those are the big games that were played during the week.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about this Gareth Bale issue. Look, he had the same problem with Zidane. And then now he's having the problem with Mourinho. And sometimes as a person, you need to reflect and review. We need to be honest. Gareth Bale, he was good when he was still playing for Tottenham Hotspur. And then he went to Real Madrid. I think at the beginning, was doing well, but unfortunately, he was injury prone. And the news were saying he would spend most of his time at the golf course, and sometimes I think you need to look at yourself and ask what is happening. At some point, I remember there was some bad vibe between him and Ronaldo. Things were not gelling. So not everybody hates you. Sometimes you need to ask yourself, what's wrong with my attitude? Remember with Dembele. Dembele had a bad attitude. He was not eating well. He was sleeping late. And then the players were telling him. Now we understand he has changed his attitude. And now we can see in the field of play. That's what I can comment as far as Gareth Bale is concerned. And I think he has to organize himself. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely, Tao. You've said a mouthful on that. And personally, I don't think Gareth Bale is working as hard as he's supposed to, as compared to other players. I don't know if maybe he believes that because of his name, he will be able to get everything on the platter. I like what Mourinho is doing. Everybody deserves to work hard so that you can be able to get a place in the team.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, that's another topic for another day. I want to take you quickly to the log of the English Barclays Premier League. I want us to check something quickly.
Yeah.
Number one, there you've got Manchester City. They played 22 games and they've accumulated 50 points. And number two is Manchester United, played 23 games and then collected 45 points. Leicester City played 23 games and collected 43 points. And then Liverpool at number four, played 23 games and collected 40 points. And number five is Chelsea, playing 23 games, collecting 39 points. Look, if you look at this particular league, you can see that it's very tight. It's a big fight between the top three, especially your Man City, Man United, as well as Leicester. Look at the number of points accumulated by Manchester City. They've now got 50 points, and then they've got one game in hand. And then Man United, they've got 45 points, and then they've played one game extra. So Man City, they're still having that good chance because it looks like now they're back in their form. They're winning now. They're collecting points, maximum points actually, and that is very good for them. And don't even count a team like Leicester City. But with my Liverpool, I'm a bit skeptical, but I'm still hopeful that something will happen. It's still early days, but they must start also collecting maximum points. If you look at Chelsea, yes, they're coming, but I don't see them as one of those contenders for the championship. Number 1, 2, and 3 currently they are the hottest favorites at the moment. I'm talking about Man City, Man United, and Leicester City. Those are the big teams we're looking at the moment. So, guys, it's very interesting. This Premiership, it's hot. It's hot. And let's keep on watching it. And then we'll keep on coming and sharing this information to our viewers out there. Mr. Tau, let me come back to you, my brother, and let me hear your comments about the Premiership League.
You know what? Let's. I don't know. We noticed that Arsenal. It seems as if they are not going to make top 4. And remember, Arsenal during the time of Arsene Wenger, they will always qualify for top 4. In other words, for Champions League.
That's correct.
But for the past few years, Arsenal, they are struggling. And there is no promise that Arsenal will be one of the top 4. And then I'm not sure about not Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, whether they will make it top 4. I'm not sure about Chelsea, whether they will make it top 4. It's a little bit tight because top 4 is very important because that teams qualify for the Champion League.
That's correct.
And
that's correct.
Yeah. Get a good money for the Champions League. So yeah, so that's what I can say. I don't know, Tshepang, what do you want to say?
It's tough. It's tough, Mr. Shabalala. Right now, I was checking Leeds United, your Aston Villas, your West Ham is actually number 6, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, that Premiership is really tight. So you find teams like Arsenal, it's very tough for them to actually overtake those teams because they are really not making it easy for any of these big teams. Let me just say, your Aston Villas are really pushing. Everton also, Everton I think is number 6. Yeah, West Ham is number 7. So it's really tight. So these small teams are actually rising up to the occasion. They're stepping up, and these big teams are actually struggling when it comes to these other teams. So it's very, very tough. I think we should also watch out for Everton, to be honest. It's really coming along under Carlo Ancelotti. that's one team that we should actually look out for, because it's not very shy between from I think second place position till their position. The points are very, very tight. So that's one team I think we should actually be scared of, because it's really knocking on the door actually. So that says a lot. It's really, really tough.
Let's go to Spain, Copa del Rey, semi-finals. Sevilla, they won 2-0 against Barcelona. And then Athletic Club. Remember, this Athletic Club has already won the Super Cup. So, you know, they are on their way. Maybe they can win the Copa del Rey. We don't know. They played 1-1 with Levante. And then the second leg is going to take place on the 3rd of March and the 4th. The 3rd of March, it's Barcelona against Sevilla. And the 4th of March, it's Levante and Athletic Club. I watched the game, Barcelona and Sevilla. There was an incident whereby it is alleged that Messi deserved a red card, a straight red card. I watched that game. Messi didn't touch that guy. What happened is this guy obstructed Messi, and then the referee judged against this guy. Instead of this guy allowing the ball to be kicked immediately, he then decided to, and remember they were losing, Barcelona. And as they were losing, the emotions are high. Messi was trying to grab the ball from him, all right? And this guy literally, tackled Messi. And the referee was correct by making sure that this guy gets a yellow card. And then if you look at it, there is no, Messi didn't, he touched him. You know what, football, it's a man's sport, all right? And it was not a deliberate act. And then I saw a lot of media, especially from England and other parts of the world, saying Messi deserved, he was given another second straight red card. It was not at all. I watched that game, and I saw the problem. The problem with Barcelona, Umtiti. I don't know. I know that Koeman favors Umtiti ahead of Langley. Umtiti is very slow. His timing is a bit of a problem. 2 goals that were scored, it was Umtiti's mistake, both of them. And then that young man, Mengueza, well, the stage was too much for him, and then he struggled. I can tell you the absence of Araujo was imminent. You know, Araujo is a jam. And you could see that because Araujo was not there, we had problems. And the young man, Pedri, you know, that boy, he's going places. And Messi was also good on that day. Still Dembele, my worry with Dembele is ball control. I think he needs to work on it. He needs to work on it. I don't know. I know he wants to run fast, but his ball control is a problem. And the judgment, Dembele, is very poor, okay? So we don't know. I don't see Barcelona really going far as the Champions League is concerned, especially if Araujo doesn't come back. If Araujo comes back, then there is hope. Not only Araujo, if Araujo and PK comes back, now we have a strong central defense. But now there is a rumor that PK may be fined 12 games due to what he said. And I want to say, in that game, Barcelona were robbed a penalty. A foul happened inside the 18 area. And unfortunately, this time, the referee never used the VAR. So I don't know, when are they using VAR and when are they not using VAR? Because honestly speaking, they were supposed to have used the VAR. And that was not used. So I don't know. Tshepang, did you watch the game? I know you also watch.
Yes, Mr. Shabalala, I watched that game. You know, speaking of that Messi incident, just allow me to divert a bit. There was an incident also of Neymar during the week. He's currently injured and he's alleged to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. He was crying on social media saying that the referees and the FIFA committee needs to start protecting skillful players because each and every time when such incidents happen to them, when they get injured, they get backlashes in a sense of they're saying that they always diving and they always they cry babies. He emphasized on the word cry babies. So I don't know what's the problem with that, because even Eden Hazard once complained about that also. Well, even it was the 2014 World Cup. He did state that referees needs to start protecting such players. When you're a skillful player and you're a ball player, a lot of things happen. You get tackled more than any other average players. So I think referees need to start considering that, because players are not the same. And they shouldn't just avoid it by saying that, no, we always blow the whistle a lot of times when it comes to Messi. No, but a foul is a foul. So certain individuals need to be protected. That's why players start reacting the way they are reacting. And then all of a sudden, your Lionel Messis are taken off. They are given red cards based on how they reacted, and now they are supposed to be banned for let me just say for 10 to 12 games. So such things need to be actually looked at, and players need to be protected. I mean, that was a clear penalty, and if the referee doesn't take account and check, and for him to check on VAR, then it raises a lot of eyebrows, because other incidents actually check on VAR. I mean, like, penalties are the main reason, one of the main reasons why VAR was actually brought in, for you to double check your decision whether it's valid or not. So I also blame the VAR committee for not actually talking to the referee and telling the referee, come and double check, because we are seeing something different here. So these are some things that I think the FIFA referee committee needs to start being involved in and start checking on, because it's not even happening internationally, but even locally, referees are actually doing a bad job at the moment. So such things needs to be taken seriously and need to be checked out. So, but yeah, that's my take based on that situation.
Now, don't you think that PK was correct, as much as they want to fine him, to say the majority of 80% of the referees are Madrid fans? Because
no,
you don't understand, because that was a penalty, a clear penalty, for that referee to say, no, it happened outside the 18, all right? And now, why didn't consult with VAR? And look, this reminds me, so PK, no matter what, they can fine him, whatever they want to fine him. Remember the penalty that happened between Barcelona and Real Madrid with Ramos. Ramos was manhandled, but Ramos, fell the opposite direction to show that he was deliberately opposite direction, and it was penalty. How could you explain that? Now, when people talk like PK, and then an iron fist is being applied, no, we'll fine you. Remember, even Ronaldo once said, we the best players, we need to be protected. We need to be protected. Why are we going to soccer games? Soccer is entertainment as much as it's business. It's entertainment. If you remember quite well, during the time of your Jomo Sono, your teenage Lala, Maria, they'll stand on top of the ball. But now if you do it, you'll be given a cut. They call it a disrespect. I don't understand. What disrespect? Because a player is giving us the game. Do you understand? Is entertaining us so that we can be happy. And because we are paying just to be entertained. Remember, the element of football and sport is entertainment. before business. Okay. Yes, we know that is business, but it's entertainment. Can you imagine how many people wants to watch Neymar? A lot of, because we know that we'll see the tricks and all sorts of things. Now, if they take that element away of trickery, they're not going to enjoy football. It's going to be a very, very boring sport. All right. So now, yeah, basically that's what I want to talk about. And then in the meantime, let me also give you the fixture in La Liga. As we speak today at 10 o'clock, or to yesterday, we haven't received the results. Celta Vigo played Alcha, and then today, 3 o'clock, Granada will be playing Atletico Madrid. What a beautiful game. Granada plays one of the best football. And Sevilla, they are playing tomorrow at 17 hours 15, Hesca. And then at tomorrow again at 7:30, Eibar, they are playing Valladolid. And you know what is good about this game? Eibar, they have young men there called Brian Gill. What a player. What a player. And I understand Barcelona wants him. His release clause is 35 million currently. So, but I'm telling you, if they can get that boy, I can imagine if you, because the good thing about Brian Gill can play as a defender, an attacking defender. Brian Gill can play as a midfielder. Brian Gill can play as a forward, as an attacking forward. And he's very skillful, very skillful. I heard Barcelona scout comparing him with Neymar. A brilliant player, a nice, a marvelous player to watch. I wish they buy him. And then later, tomorrow at 10, it's Barcelona against Alaves. And then on Sunday, it's Getafe versus Real Sociedad. I don't know what happened to Real Sociedad. They were doing well. I thought they would bring a different dimension by taking the lead this time. So now they've lost it. I don't know, it's because whether Oyarzabal was injured for some time, and then also the guy David Silva is back from injury, and you know, the combination of Oyarzabal and David Silva is going to be an amazing. Real Madrid are playing Valencia. The truth of the matter is Real Madrid are really struggling. They play hot and cold. Today they win, tomorrow they lose, and there's no consistency there. And Levante on Sunday 7:30, they are playing Osasuna. And then Villarreal, they're playing Real Betis on Sunday again. Then on Monday, Cadiz are playing Athletic Club. So those are the upcoming games. And then, guys, I think we've done it today. And then let me just give you the message special for this week. And then I don't know whether you want to say something before I give you the message special.
No, you can continue.
This is the message special. These are the statistics. 899 games. But I think he has already done 900. And then having scored 722 goals. And then 303 assists. 34 trophies. 55 free kick. 54 hat-trick. 7 Pichichi, top goal scorer in Spain, and 6 Golden Boot, and 6 Ballon d'Or, 6 FIFA Best Player, 2 UEFA Best Player. All right? And then Messi's career as a sub, the stats as a sub, 98 appearances. He scored 48 goals as a sub and 7 assists. All right. And then in total, as a sub, he played 2,776 minutes, 28 minutes average per game, and then 57.8 minutes per goal. And then in that situation, as a sub, he has scored 10 braces and he has scored 1 hat-trick. What numbers? What numbers? Those are the numbers. The Messi special. I don't know whether you guys want to comment.
Yo, those are big numbers. Those are big numbers, Mr. Shabalala, yo. Because as I'm looking at them right now, it's more of like the number of games that he has played. Nearly, well, let me say half of those games he has managed to score goals. So those are really incredible numbers. For a player like him, like he's incredible. The stats say a lot, and there's nothing to argue here about. I mean, like he's just, we could say he's a complete player. David Beckham once said that, you know, he reprimands Cristiano Ronaldo, but Lionel Messi is just out of this world. He's really a special kind of breed. So yeah.
What's his name again? Pep Guardiola. He said yesterday, he said, if I am to play Bayern Munich, maybe I need to bring Messi to come and assist. The man is a gem. Look, this is one of the poorest seasons for Messi, but he's number 2. Suarez is leading with 16 goals. Messi is at 13. And remember, he's not a striker. Suarez is a striker. Messi is coming from the middle. He's coming from all over, from halfway. That says a lot. That says a lot. So, guys, the story of who's the GOAT, I want us to put to rest. I'll always give you the Messi special. I want to give you, there is a statistics. It's that I could not get those statistics, where they show that ever since Ronaldo went to Italy, Messi has scored more goals than him against top 4 teams in Italy. And Messi doesn't play in Italy. That's telling. So this argument of Messi must go and play in Italy, England, doesn't hold any water. Guys, it was nice having this show. And people out there, please continue to subscribe. And then please make comments. As you know that my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse, together with Ntwentle, Jacob, Jakey, Selematsela, and also our last born here, Tshepang. Guys, thank you for being with us. It was a beautiful show, and then I really appreciate. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend, guys.